Okay, this is Bellringer number 2, part 2. Last week we were looking at the prepositions. Continue working on memorizing and maybe not rote memorization, but be able to find and recognize these without looking them up. One thing I would add is there were a couple mistakes. Anti is not a preposition, and like is not a preposition. So mark those off. Those are not prepositions. I apologize for that. This week we're going to be looking at some compound prepositions. But first we're going to start with exercise number 6. And it lists some prepositions on the brain. Pronouns. Today and a couple other days this week we're going to look at pronouns. This is a complete list of all of the pronouns. You have subject pronouns at the beginning of the sentence and object pronouns at the end of the sentence. The difference being the subjects are what's doing the action. The object is what action is being done to them, or you're talking about that object. And we'll get into more of that a little bit later on. But for right now, pause the video and copy this chart right here. Okay, hopefully you have it copied. And all of them have a corresponding part. So if the subject is, at the beginning of the sentence, you'll use I, like I went to the store. If it's the object, you would not say me went to the store. I would say Sally went to the store with me. Do you see how that's at the end of the sentence? And that's where you use me. You is the same, whether you use it at the beginning. If I say, will you come with me? You is doing the action. Or she went with you to the store. You at the end is the same, no change. He is at the beginning of the sentence. Him is the object pronoun near the end of the sentence. She, her, it is the same whether it's a subject pronoun or object pronoun. We, us. You wouldn't say us went to the store. You would say we went to the store, or she went to the store with us. Okay? Now, you is listed again. So you've got you listed twice. Well, 4 times if you count subject and object. This is you plural. So you all get ready to go to the library. And I'm talking to 25 students or 30. Okay, so that can be plural. And then they and them. Sorry, them. I got a little rushed. Okay, so for this part, you're supposed to take the italicized word. So here are words, Chico and Jenna. What would you replace? It's at the end of the sentence, so it's going to be an object pronoun. What would you use? Them. Armand stand next to them. Okay. Now, opposite Joey and Natasha. I'll let you figure that one out. Stop wrestling with your brother. Your brother is italicized. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell with this font what's being italicized. So your brother, stop wrestling with, which of these makes sense? It's at the end of the sentence, so it's going to be one of these. Yes, him. Okay. And then this is the italicized word here. And this is the italicized word here. I'll let you figure those out. Okay. Now, the next part. For this part, circle the word that makes sense. Again, this is just like last time, except they're providing you with the choice. So I will let you do that one on your own. An infinitive is the word to plus a verb. Okay. So it's to plus a verb. Now, the confusing part about this is to is a preposition. Okay. So we want to look and see if it's an infinitive or a preposition. So Larry has so much work to do. We have, and it says underline the infinitives. To and do. Do is a verb, so you're going to underline that. Robin wants to go to the museum with her classmates. So to go, is that a verb or is that something else? It's a verb. Okay. And then to the museum is one prepositional phrase, with her classmates is another. That's because museum is a noun and the is an article. It's not a verb. Okay. So here, Mr. Spencer would like to have 100% attendance every day. To is our infinitive, or to have is our infinitive here, because have is a helping verb. Okay. Mary wants to sit across from the board so she can see more clearly. To and sit, to and a verb. Okay. Student agreed to meet in the cafeteria. I'll let you find that one. Do the same thing over here. Pay attention. It has to be to plus a verb. Okay. And then the last one, we are back to the prepositional phrases, but this one, notice, it says compound prepositional phrases. So I want you to box the compound preposition and underline the entire phrase. Now, you're like, what is a compound preposition? Look back on that first page. Compound prepositions means two words. So what that's going to look like for these is in spite of is one of our prepositions, in spite of her clothing choices. Clothing is an adjective describing what kind of choices. Okay? So notice I've boxed three words because in spite of is a compound preposition. And then I go all the way to the noun. Okay, and I'll let you do the next four by yourself. Enjoy. Happy grammaring.